This is going to be Blackrock Depths, Upper City, as a Brewmaster monk. Getting close to having my tank runs for the classic dungeons done here. 4 Volpera in this party. We got a mage, rogue, a warrior, I think, and a mistweaver. So 2 monks here. Right, so Tikon in here. Last time we saw him was in, like, Scarlet Halls or something? No, that's not right. I forget where I showed, but haven't done this in a while. Yeah, so, I just ran this dungeon, like, a whole bunch of times, and wasn't satisfied with the footage until this run. So this is this particular character's second run in here. This one went fine. Various things went wrong other times that aren't really worth getting into, but this run was totally fine. It's a nice, quick, fun little dungeon when it goes well. So, new since last time I was a Brewmaster monk. I have the light brewing talent now, which increases my number of charges on my brews to 4. I think I had another one too that increased it from 2 to 3. So anyway, I have 4 of Iron Skin and Purifying Brew now. I'm trying to just keep Iron Skin up all the time. I notice it has just fallen off now. That's the most annoying thing to manage with Brewmaster, because, you know, you drink it once and it lasts 8 seconds. You can drink it twice more after that and increase the duration, but then you hit a cap on it. So I saw how fast that fight went, and noticed this was a pretty high damage group. Nobody's saying anything, it seems pretty coordinated, so I was happy with what I was seeing here. Sometimes there's a rare dude in here called Panzer the Invincible. He didn't decide to show up this time. So right, that chi burst. I've learned to aim it carefully because it actually travels a fairly long distance. I was aiming specifically toward those dwarf mages over there and the other Molten War Golem. Because I did want to get them in combat, though the mages will just sort of stand there, so I have to go and get them anyway. But anyway, yeah, Chi Burst has a bit of range on it. Not just in melee range. So right, another new thing. I have Breath of Fire, my number 4 skill now. When Keg Smash applies and coats things in beer or whatever I'm throwing at them, Breath of Fire can then do some extra damage. So I usually want a Keg Smash before Breath of Fire. It's just basically a second hit everything around me button that's on a slightly longer cooldown. I get basically like 2 Keg Smashes per 1 Breath of Fire, it seems. Keg Smash is still the much heavier damage dealer, but Fire Breath fills in the rotation and makes it feel a lot better. So yeah, got an Arcane Mage here, pulling thread off me as they do. That is an Arcane Mage this time, right? I think I see Arcane stuff. Spearhead Strike, number 6, that's my interrupt. Comes at level 35, which is weirdly late, but I do have it now at 52 or whatever I am. I've opted to have 2 action bars on screen like I do with my warrior, just because I really wanted my brews closer to the left side of the keyboards. So I shift 2 for Iron Skin, shift 3 for Purifying. I don't think I drank a single Purifying brew over the course of this dungeon. Except I might have just there as I was saying that. Okay, that might have been the only one I ever drank. And then I have this cool new thing that I just got a couple of levels ago, Expel Harm, on my shift 1. That makes the healing spheres way less annoying and more useful. So instead of having to run around and reposition myself to actually pick up those little healing spheres that are spawning around me, I can just Expel Harm whenever there's one around, and it automatically draws them in and gives me the healing, and applies a little bit of the healing as damage to my nearest targets. So it's great. I'm real happy with Expel Harm, and Breath of Fire. Those both make, and Spearhead Strike, honestly. Those seem like pretty crucial parts of the monk toolkit that I just didn't have last time, and I feel much better with them. These 7 dwarves here are in a random order, so I never know which one's going to wake up next. So I have to be ready for any of them. And I also got Leg Sweep just a level or 2 ago. Yeah, that was a level 52 thing, so I just got it. I can use, just like I do on my Mistweaver, to stun everything around. I don't end up using it a whole lot here, but it's good when I need it. And yeah, other than that, things are about the same. Provoke, my taunt, actually increases the target's speed for a little while, so I'm going to use it on this fight to move the faraway dwarves to this spot that I like, right at the top of the stairs, where I like to fight them. Get them there a little faster. So that warrior there has managed to pull threat off me. I'm saving my provoke for this. Yeah, you can see I'm moving a little faster. It's not as dramatic as I thought, but he was going a little bit faster. Anyway, yeah, so Brewmaster, kind of exhausting to play sometimes. If I go do a dungeon on this character, then switch to Jarzak, my protection warrior, it's just like, you know, warrior has way more buttons to press and can do just as many actions per second, pretty much, but it's so much more relaxing, just because even though there are a lot more buttons, and, you know, I don't know what it is, it's just way easier to think about being a warrior than a monk. One, I don't have to worry as much about my survival because I'm just passively way more durable. And two, the global cooldown is like a full second instead of the half second or whatever the monk gets. I don't have an energy bar to manage. You know, it's just easier on the mind. So yeah, monk is the tank you want to play if you want an extra challenge. So yeah, this room can be a bit of a mess. I had a plan going in. No one else follows it. Everybody goes straight forward. Yeah, this enthusiastic warrior and mage have just gone ahead and started attacking everything around, while I'm off here doing my own thing. Everybody else has followed them, including my healer, so I'm figuring, okay, I'm probably going to die here because everybody's doing their own thing. But I get a life cocoon. It always takes me a moment. I want the first word of that to be chi for some reason. It's like, it's not the chi torpedo. Chi cocoon. It's the life cocoon. Takes me a moment to remember its name. Anyway, yeah, right. So get the flame keeper. This mage is having a lot of fun with arcane explosion here. Making a mess. Whatever. Please go here. That's where the torch is. See, the last couple of runs I did here, where other things made me grumpy, this room went nice and smooth. This one is the exact opposite. Like, everything else was great here, except this room was messy. You want to get out of line of sight. Yes, I agree. Everyone seemed like they were standing behind that pillar, but these dudes were still just shooting at us, and it wasn't working, so I had to go after them manually. There we go, I get a mark. I should have marked myself, so they could see where I was running through that closed door. It was fine. Nobody died. We get the room done. It's just a little bit messier than I'd prefer, usually. Alright, I have a torch. Someone else did and got there first. Great. One torch lit. Gotta light the other one to open the way. I don't know if I currently have another torch, but I assume at least somebody does. I saw sparklies when some of those dudes were dying, so somebody probably picked up 2 torches. I think every Anvil Age Flamekeeper gives each party member a torch if they bother to loot. That's what it seems like. I'm not 100% sure on that, but as long as you kill, honestly, one of them and 2 people loot, then you'll have plenty. Pretty sure it didn't used to be like that. Well, the loot system has changed a lot since, you know, 8 years ago, last time I played this. I was hoping I could just light this and leave, but their attention was grabbed by somebody in the area. Don't know why. They didn't notice me, but I guess somebody else got slightly closer. It's fine. Yeah, this dungeon goes super quick when I have a group that has this much damage. We got the Competent. I assume it's a Fury Warrior. Have we been seeing Blade Storms? I don't know. Let's pay attention to her. And an Arcane Mage, which always brings, you know, played properly, they bring a whole lot of damage. I think that's an Outlaw Rogue. They're pretty good too. So yeah, you know, high damage group. Everything goes quick. Everybody more or less knows what to do, even if we had a slightly different idea in that last room, but even with a slightly different idea, everybody was doing their own thing and we still did it just fine. So those flamethrowers on the walls here, those actually do damage, and I assume my healer was just mostly doing damage here. Okay, he's helping me out. I do see healing spells being cast. It's interesting that we took so much damage during this fight. Like, this seems abnormal. The last 2 times I ran this, just today, nobody took nearly as much damage in that fight, so I don't know why that was so much more. There are 4 Volpera in this party. They get a passive, small amount of fire resistance, so shouldn't it be even less? I don't know. Somehow it doesn't work that way. Alright, yeah, so this is another wide open room full of dudes. Another slight mess happens here, but nothing that's really a problem. I seem to have the kind of party who was happy to go ahead and pull extra stuff that wasn't already in combat with me. Which often bothers me, but in this particular situation it was fine. Yeah, somebody got the attention of those. Looks like it's the rogue this time. Now, to be fair, he might have just desired to have these dead for the upcoming boss fight, and that's fine. I've come to prefer a route where I just go along the left side of the room. These dudes who are like on the level above somehow got pulled there. Possibly the arcane explosions that were going on reached up at them, I'm guessing? But I don't know. I couldn't see what happened there. Yeah, anyway, you can just go up the left side of this room, just kill like 3 groups and ignore the rest. Because there's 0 movement required on the Dagon Thorson fight coming up here, which we are now in. Somebody got close enough, it might have been me. Nope, details tells me otherwise, it was the rogue. Okay, fair enough. I was ready enough to pull them anyway. So yeah, this was a super speedy run on this dungeon. Yeah, so there's no reason to move at all here. High Priestess of Thorson heals him, so kill her first. Then he just kind of sits there and occasionally puts up this little shield that makes him immune to magic damage. I got to test what counts as magic damage. Okay, he has it up now. It's Avatar of Flame or something, I think it's called. Chi Burst is magic. Keg Smash, I believe, is not. Breath of Fire is. And Corrosive Vial, the actual name of the effect of Bag of Tricks when used offensively, does count as magic damage. And that's a big one, so you want to make sure he doesn't have Avatar of Flame up when using that. Right, that's where I tested Chi Burst. It says immune. But, you know, Tiger Palm, Blackout Strike, normal stuff is physical, so he's not immune to that. This fight's real annoying as a mage. This Arcane Mage is probably not having a great time here. I see him just keeping on casting while he's immune. All you can really do is, you know, go into melee if you really want to and hit him with your staff, which will do like, you know, 2 damage. Or just wait and cast when he doesn't have the immunity up. It is this weird ability that disables some party members, but not others. Alright, that's Upper City. Not much to it. See you next time.